and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. NFL week number 9. Where's this season going so far? In week 8, I was 12-3 on the straight-up picks. Coming off a 14-1 pick from last week, from a week ago. Not as good, but hey, it's still good. Against the spread, 5-10, over/under 8-7. Year-to-date, win-loss, 82-31-1. Damn it, I hate ties. Against the spread, 56-65, over/under 61-60. Overall picks, 54.8%. I want to be 60 or above, but we'll see. You know, it is what it is. It's been an interesting NFL season, been an interesting fantasy season. I don't know about the rest of you all in fantasy. I know mine. I had a new team name this year. I was just like the crapper. I ended up changing the team name back to last year's team name, which I made the finals last year. Actually won like 3 straight because of that. So, okay, I'll take it. At one point, let's see, 2 points last week and 2 points this week I won by. So, hey, a win's a win. I feel bad. I'd feel horrible if I lost by 2 points, but hey, when you're in a friends and family league, or family league, it's all family. You know, friends involved are all family. It's kind of bad when you beat your family by 2 points. I kind of feel bad, but I'm happy I won. So, all right, NFL Thursday Night Football. We have the 7-0 San Francisco 49ers going into Arizona versus the 3-4-1 Arizona Cardinals. A nice NFC West matchup here. Jimmy G Garoppolo. Holy shit. 7-0. 49ers are favored by 9.5. So let's take a look at 3 quarterbacks who were under the Bill Belichick system, where, I won't say heir apparents, but they were in the QB room with Tom Brady. Jimmy G, 7-0. Jacoby Brissett, 5-2. When Brady served his 4-game suspension for whatever the hell that suspension was, for like 2 years before that, Jimmy G started the first couple of games, then Jacoby Brissett started. I mean, is there something to being there with Tom Brady and learning from Bill Belichick? But you know what? The 49ers, 7-0. They're favored by 9.5. I got them winning. I got them covering. I'm taking under on the 43. Next up, we have an AFC South matchup in London. We have the Houston Texans, 5-3, versus the 4-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston is favored by 2. It's just a feeling I have. I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. As you can see, 54.8. So 45.2% of the time I'm wrong. I'm taking Jacksonville. I'm giving them the 2 points. I'm taking under on the 47. Now, this line was hard to find because we don't know for a fact if Patrick Mahomes is playing. Sorry, he goes by Patrick, not Pat. I got called out last year for doing that. But Minnesota Vikings 6-2, going into Kansas City Arrowhead for the 5-3 Kansas City Chiefs. If Patrick Mahomes is playing, it's a no-brainer who wins. If Matt Moore is starting, we still got a conversation. Now, the only line I was able to find was Minnesota favored by 2.5. They say Patrick Mahomes is playing. I'm still, regardless, I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm giving them the 2.5. I got them winning covering. I'm taking over on the 47. Next up, we have an AFC East matchup. We have the 1-6 New York Jets versus the 0-7 Miami Dolphins. Anyone watching this game, I want to see the ratings of this game. I want to see the ratings of this game. A 1-6 versus 0-7. And I also did some research. There cannot be 2 winless teams this year. Well, there could be if they fucking tie. I believe it's the week of Thanksgiving. Cincinnati plays Miami. Unless they tie, we could legit have 2 0-15-1 teams. How bad would that be? But yeah, out of the AFC, of course. But yeah, so as bad as the Dolphins are, what a dumpster fire that shit is, the Jets are favored by 5.5. Why not? Jets win, Jets win, Jets win. Screw them, might have been a good pick. They have two wins. I got the Jets winning, covering the 5.5, and under on the 40.5. Next up, we have the Tennessee Titans 4-4 versus the 4-3 Carolina Panthers. Carolina is favored by 3.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 41. Next up, speaking of Tom Brady protege, we have the 5-2 Indianapolis Colts, led by Jacoby Brissett, versus the 3-4 Pittsburgh Steelers, who will be led by what's his name? Oh my God, I totally forgot freaking what that quarterback's name is. Oh, that is hilarious. I know everybody who watches this is going, it sits in this. I know. I wrote it down one time or another because I talked about it. I got to go back and find it. I think it was like week 3. Here we go. Mason Rudolph. Wow, how did I forget Mason Rudolph? He's supposed to return this week. So yeah. Whew. So we have Jacoby Brissett versus Mason Rudolph. Indy's favored by 1. I'm taking the Colts. I think they're playing great this year. Who would have thought we came to week 9 that in the preseason, Andrew Luck, Ben Roethlisberger, this is going to be a great game. We have Jacoby Brissett, Mason Rudolph. It's still going to be a great game. Colts win, cover the 1, under on the 43.5. Next up, we have the 1-7 Washington Redskins. We fire the coach, but we still haven't started the rookie yet. Versus the 5-2 Buffalo Bills. Are the Bills for real, or are they just a product of their schedule? They lost to Philadelphia. They lost to New England. Buffalo's favored by 10 against Washington. I got the winning, covering, and under on the 37. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears. The Bears, 3-4. Great defense, sucky offense. Versus Philadelphia Eagles, who are 4-4. Philly's favored by 4.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 43.5. Is it Mitchell Trubisky, or is it the play calls, or is it the offensive line? Where is the problem? That needs to be addressed because that defense is too good to have such a bad offense. Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2-5 versus the 6-2 Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 52.5. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions, 3-1 versus the 3-4 Oakland Raiders. Oakland's favored by 2. I'll give the 2 points to Detroit. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 50.5. Next up, with 2-5 Cleveland Browns versus the 2-6 Denver Broncos. Cleveland is favored by 2.5. Denver's at home. I'll give them the home field advantage here. I got them winning, covering, giving them the 2.5, and under on the 40.5. Next up, we have the 7-1 Green Bay Packers. They look like a Super Bowl contender to me. Versus the 3-5 Los Angeles Chargers. Packers favored by 3, winning, covering, and over on the 46.5. Sunday Night Football. Is this an AFC Championship game preview? The 8-0 New England Patriots versus the 5-2 Baltimore Ravens? Is Tom Brady the old school veteran quarterback versus the young hybrid Lamar Jackson? Is it the past versus the future here in quarterbacks? New England favored by 3.5. How do you go against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady? I got them winning, covering, and under on the 44.5. Monday Night Football. We have the 4-3 Dallas Cowboys going into New York versus the New York Football Giants, who are 2-6. Big NFC East matchup. Yeah, big my ass. The Giants suck. So 7-0 or 7 is what Dallas is favored by. I got the Cowboys winning, the Giants covering the 7 and over on the 48. It's never too early to take a peek at the old playoffs. So right now in the AFC, we have New England leading the East 8-0, Baltimore leading the North 5-2, Indianapolis leading the South 5-2, Kansas City leading the West 5-3. 2 current wildcard teams would be Buffalo at 5-2, Houston at 5-3. We have 2 other teams that are currently sitting at 4-4, Jacksonville and Tennessee. Everyone else is under 500. We actually have a clear playoff picture right now in both conferences. Over in the NFC, on the east side, we have Dallas at 4-3. The north, we have Green Bay 7-1. South, we have New Orleans 7-1. On the west, we have San Fran 7-0. 2 wildcard teams would be Minnesota and Seattle, both sitting at 6-2. The Rams are sitting there at 5-3. Carolina's 4-3. Philly 4-4, and Detroit 3-1. So we clearly have our 6 teams with at least a 1-game lead over the next for the playoffs. We'll see how that translates to the rest of the season. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports town content.